what are you hearing about the top of the draft right now? It's amazing how much.
Boy, it just keeps going.
Well, I don't know how much of this is sand being thrown in our faces, and that it really is going to be Kyler Murray at the top, or because it just doesn't make sense to me that
we're too far down the road. I feel
the Godfather deal for Kyler Murray from another team that they would get because they have put on the face that we're going to take him if you don't come up and get him. Like that moment, I would think will have passed. If you remember,
I feel like it has.
The Rams traded out in the RG3 spot weeks before.
Yes.
The Eagles moved up into the Wentz spot
twice
weeks before, right? They had to make a move to get to the spot.
The Rams jumped up ahead of time.
Right.
To go from 15-1 to get the Titans spot.
So that hasn't happened. So the point is like, are you going to take him or not? Because you got Josh Rosen to put his fractured sensibilities back together again. And I'm sure time might heal all that, but we're reading stories that Aaron Rodgers still couldn't forgive Mike McCarthy for giving the check mark to Alex Smith's pick when he was with the 49ers. So what do you make of all this?
And you know, that last part is not surprising because that's what all the great athletes do, right?
So
if there's a chip to be played, they'll carry it right to the grave with them.
So Rosen is hanging in the balance. And so what do you think of this?
I still believe Murray goes 1. I think that it's actually been good for not just us, but for the draft itself, that there is some doubt at this point with the number 1 pick. You and I both know that when Charlie Casserly, our colleague, signed Mario Williams first, it hurt that draft.
We talked about that yesterday,
draft from a viewer, from a league standpoint.
Correct.
Because now 1 and 2 were done. Because we knew New Orleans now was taking Reggie Bush.
I agree it helps the broadcast.
So it helps the broadcast to have some of that, but I still think ultimately they get to the podium and announce Kyler Murray at 1, and then the draft truly begins at that point because who does San Francisco take it to? Is there any movement there?
It should be Bosa, right?
I would think it'd be Bosa because I just think that he can play the defensive end opposite D Ford, and then when we get into those nickel and sub packages, which we're playing, whatever that percentage is, 75, 80% of the time, whatever it is, he just slides inside next to DeForest Buckner, who had a breakout year last year. D Ford coming off of an edge. Wow, I really like that. I really like the looks of that. And I think he's the most technically proficient pass rusher in this draft. I mean, watching his hand placement, what he does, I mean, there's this one piece of tape for me against, I think it was Oregon State. He pretty much took the poor tackle from Oregon State, grabbed his one arm, and spun him like a battling top. And continued on and hit the quarterback upside the head. He's that type of a player to me, and I know the volume and body of work isn't there as much because of injury, but we're doing that with kids who are just getting 1 year of playing time as a starter and coming up to the NFL now. So we just have to evaluate faster.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.